Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about the big headline that Disney Plus lost 23 million subscribers overnight because Elon Musk told Bob Iger to go F himself.
Yes.
And people were so outraged that they just canceled Disney Plus in droves and the company is going to go bankrupt and it serves them right, except this is not actually what happened.
No. I mean, are people unsubscribing? Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
23 million people overnight? No.
Yeah. Actually, the number, the 23 million, that comes from a parody article that apparently got picked up. People are running with it. I mean, this happens all the time. That's like, was it Mousetrap News?
Yes, they're always getting people. It's funny.
All right. So let's talk about this. Now, I do believe this is going to have some effect on Disney Plus. I think, if anything, it might not be Elon Musk in particular, but just consumers getting tired of subpar product and price gouging, and just they're tired of it. Like, I can't remember the last time I've watched Disney Plus.
A lot of people, though, when people were doing the boycott, threads, a lot of them said they already canceled theirs back when they did the parental rights education bill thing, or back with the Gina Carano thing. So why people are canceling, a lot of people already canceled a while back. So yeah,
let's talk about this, because this kind of goes along with Iger saying that, our ideals don't really mesh up with the consumer's ideals. Golly,
we gotta fix that.
We gotta fix that. We gotta make them think what we think.
That didn't work. They tried that already.
They've tried it. So let's talk about this before we get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out to piratesandprincesses.net, where this story is coming from. Thank you to Geeky, who did some digging and found out that no, this is not true.
Well, it wasn't hard. I mean, they didn't lose 23 million subscribers overnight for a couple of reasons. One, if they did lose 23 million subscribers, you're not going to know that until Disney would put it out there. And of course, they're going to massage it to make it look the bestest way as possible. But they're not going to tell you that. There's no way to know that. Like, they're internal metrics. So you wouldn't know overnight they lost 23 million subscribers. Can you say they lost a lot of subscribers? Or they're likely losing a lot of subscribers? Probably. Can you say people are putting out boycotts and they're trying to get people to cancel Disney Plus? You can say that and be accurate.
Sure.
Because they don't know a number. They're not going to know that.
And Disney, they'd never fess up if they were losing. They'd find a way to
to spin it.
They would have another sale, 99 cents for a year, just to get the sub numbers up. So this is coming from the Dunning-Kruger Times. If you go all the way to the bottom of the page, nothing on this page is real. It's a parody. It's a satire site. It's I mean, I could be wrong, but it looks like a left-winger doing a parody of what they think right-wing news outlets
That's
are like.
exactly what they do, yeah. I don't know if this place does that, but that's what a lot of people pretend to be. We get it all the time in the comments. I'm on the far right, honest, but I'm a parody of the far right. And they also think we're on the far right, which is hilarious to me. We're not.
Flag Eagleton Patriot.
I'm like, right there, it tells you. It wasn't real. It was a parody article. So right off the bat, it's not true they're losing 23 million subscribers overnight. That being said, are they losing subscribers? Likely. Yeah.
So again, this comes after Elon Musk. We did a video on this. Elon Musk told advertisers to go F themselves, and they were going to try to he was basically like, wait, you're going to try to blackmail me for money.
No, I know.
Like, do you know who I am? Go F yourself. Yeah, because I'm sure Musk has probably more in his personal account than Disney has in all their business accounts combined at this point. He's probably like, yeah, go F yourself. Now, that being said, I don't think it's going to be real good news for Twitter/X. And I think what's probably going to happen before it's all said and done is they're going to really have to push a paywall onto Twitter for it to survive. But the flip side is it might be a much better experience for those of us who are left, because you're not gonna have all the bot and troll accounts, right? Nobody is gonna want to pay.
I've always want to pay it.
So yeah, what kicked it off was basically another call for a boycott because of Musk telling Disney CEO Bob Iger in particular to go F himself.
Well, it was before that when Disney and some other places pulled their advertising off of Twitter.
Yeah, it wasn't just Disney, but they're one of the big ones.
And there's other places I think are seeing boycotts as well. But that's where it started.
So this comes from Forbes, hours after Musk told companies to go F themselves, which is epic, by the way.
It was.
Like that, I
agree or disagree with him. The fact that he told Bob Iger and other companies to go fuck themselves was hilarious.
Elon Musk literally has FU money, because that's
he
all.
Literally does.
He has FU money, because even if Twitter or X or whatever the hell we're calling it now, even if it folds tomorrow, he's still rich. He could walk away. I mean, he lost a bunch of money, But he could just walk away from it and be like, yeah, well, that sucks. Well, let's go burn something else down, you know? But yeah, he told them to go F themselves over X advertising. Their concerns about anti-Semitism, which again, there's a lawsuit going on because Twitter/X alleges that Media Matters, the outlet that kind of put it on the radar for companies like Disney, was deliberately manipulating the algorithm.
Well, yeah, and that was after, by his own admission, Musk's own admission, he shouldn't have said what he said because it was misconstrued.
That was after his comments.
He said it was misconstrued. And they have people that come out since that know him and said, no, that's not what he would have said.
Well, he said, basically hand them a loaded gun. And that does happen.
At least he's honest. I mean, I'll give him that. But yeah, so these places are going to be like, I just love how they're all moral high ground and we're going to do this. We're all going to unite for whatever. And basically, and make no mistake, it was probably never about the anti-Semitism. It was most likely about we'll all stand together and we'll do another adpocalypse like YouTube and get it cheaper. You know, it was what they were thinking.
Or bury it, because I think...
Yeah, because a lot of them lean a certain way and the elections are coming.
Yeah, and it is very weird because Twitter was ground zero for all the left-leaning media outlets, and it got taken away by a guy who used to be one of them, quote-unquote, them, and I don't think Elon Musk has really moved politically. I don't think he's really moved very much. It's just the goalpost has moved
Yeah, I think that's
far.
like we are. We're exactly the same as we were, you know, for years. It's just everything else got moved. And now, you know, and I think that's harming them too, because everything else got moved. And then you're talking about people who normally are on their side, that they're a bunch of alt-right Yahtzees and to F off. They're going to go, they're going to be like, hey, well, if that's what you think, we'll just go the other way. And then they're probably creating their own enemy with their own bad behavior.
Well, that's what's going on, because it's kind of like what has happened. And, you know, talking about politics and media and stuff like that is that people that normally would have your back are turning against you because it's gotten so ridiculous.
I'm not one of you. You already told me to get bent. You already told me I'm basically an alt-right Yahtzee, even though I'm not, because I didn't like your, you know, whatever, insert whatever here.
It's like, I ain't like your stupid TV show. I ain't like you race swapping characters. And, you know, so often we hear from people that are actually the groups that they're supposed to be representing saying, I don't like that they did this, but it doesn't matter. You know, some white Karen and some marketing.
You're confused.
You're just confused. You're confused. All of you, Latino and Latinas, you will come around to love the term La Tinkerbell. You will, because that's the way it needs to be.
Because we said so.
Says the 22-year-old white Karen working in the marketing department.
That would be a Becky, but yes.
Becky. Is that it? Yeah, I don't quite have the Pokemon.
Apparently, allegedly, it's the younger ones are Becky. The ones that are like, you know, 30, 40, 50 are Karen. And then the ones older than that are supposedly Susan, from my understanding. But, you know.
And there's like a Pokemon evolution. Yeah.
Mega Susan.
Mega Susan.
So, anyway.
So is it like, instead of Karen, is it Care Hen? Like it's a bird or something. So this comes from Forbes. Multiple right-wing accounts on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, called on subscribers to Disney's streaming service Disney Plus to cancel their subscriptions again for the 50th time, with the X account and wokeness posting instructions for cancellation with the caption, "Stop giving money to people that hate you."
Untrue.
It's not untrue, but it's also like it's kind of like every other month now. But then the flip side is there are results. You don't have to agree with boycotts. You don't have to agree with, I mean, I think some of the stuff is blown way the hell out of proportion, but there's no denying that Bud Light took a hit. You know?
Disney hates losing money and bad publicity.
Yes, and this is so what'll happen is they will lay low for a while. They'll let you think you had the win, and then as soon as they build up their bank account again, they'll come back with more bullshit. You know, unless management changes, they got to get rid of management. Those calls follow Disney's decision earlier this month to suspend its advertising on the social media platform, drawing a growing list. So it wasn't just Disney, a growing list of companies, including Apple. Throw out your MacBooks, throw your iPhones out. IBM, I can't believe they're still around. Lionsgate and Xfinity. Well, I'm canceling my internet right now.
No, we're not.
Following the release of a scathing report that found advertisements on X alongside pro-Nazi posts. Again, my understanding, whether true or untrue, this is just my understanding of it. What the lawsuit is about is that Twitter is alleging that Media Matters manipulated the algorithm to intentionally have those ads display. So basically they would go follow Disney and then go follow some like Nazi account.
Or they generated it in some other way. But you know, do I think that, my personal opinion, would they do that? Yes. They're whack. Of course they would.
Yeah, so Disney's decision to stop running ads on X could cost the social media platform millions of dollars.
It also cost Disney millions of dollars.
I think Musk really has to look. If it were me and I were a vindictive son of a bitch, which I am, I would be like, you know what? Not only can you go F yourselves, and I told you guys to go F yourselves, but if you're going to cause us bad press, I'm not going to allow you to even use our platform.
Well, here's the thing:
Disney
makes some decisions that people aren't happy about, especially like Mulan in China and stuff like that. That general audience aren't happy about. And then like the new Snow White, everybody's mad about. Well, they have a bunch of subscribers on Disney Plus. What if those advertisers decided not to advertise on Disney anymore? You might be reaching a bunch of subscribers, but if they decide not to, I mean, you know what I mean? What would Disney do?
Yeah.
It was like the same thing could happen to them. And then you're just, it's like, it's okay when I do it type thing.
Yeah. And this is not the first instance of Disney throwing its weight around with its advertising spend. They are one of probably the biggest spenders of advertising. I don't know how much they're going to have to spend. This is the thing too. Like they can threaten to withhold a bunch of money. I'm like, you guys are in the hole for billions and billions of dollars. Like, do you even have any money left to spend on marketing after so many box office bombs?
And the thing is, are they going, I mean, I hate to use the term, I don't like the term woke, but are they going like super that way in their movies and stuff as of late and their shows? Yes.
Oh, absolutely. And
I mean, if you're being completely fair, they are. And is it working? No. And the thing is, it always amuses me when they're like, oh, white dudes hate it. White people hate it. I'm like, it's failing across the board. You can't say it's only white men who hate it.
Yeah, if that were the case, then why did white men make up the majority of the audience at the Marvels? The people that went to go see it,
Right,
it's like
globally, the audience, and they have global reach. They're not going either.
Every woman in the country had a moral obligation to go see the Marvels to support women on screen, and they failed. Every brown person had to go see themselves on screen, and they failed.
Because it's almost like people have taste that goes beyond, gender and skin color, and you actually want good product.
It's almost
a shocker, I know.
It's almost like people are individuals too, right?
I know, right? And that isn't their whole identity. I mean, I know, right? It's amazing.
But that's marketing. We made this movie for you. You need to like it.
No, they're like, no, you don't. You just need to make good movies that happen to be diverse, and maybe we'll go.
You made it for Becky. This is Becky's fanfic. You made it for Becky.
Run by Becky.
Yeah. And actual diverse people don't like Becky's take on diversity, guys. Mm-hmm. That's, So, yeah, this is... I don't know. I think there are going to be cancellations, but
I think there are too.
But we always see Disney. They always are very good at hiding their numbers.
Yeah, they'll just because it has to be before the next investor call. So if it takes a big dip now, they'll find another way to elevate it. Like by then, the Spectrum people will roll in, or something else will happen, and they'll just roll those numbers in and be like, "Oh no, we're fine. We only lost like 3 million, even though they might have lost like 30 million." I don't think they're going to lose that many, but they're going to say we lost 3 million overall when they actually might have, lost, 5 or 10. And then they're going to be like, see, it didn't hit us at all because they just made it up in other ways. And that's what's going to happen. But they did not lose 23 million overnight. Sorry.
No. Well, this right here, this is kind of where I'm at too. So it already canceled months ago. It's difficult cutting out all the companies that seem to hate free speech, but that's my goal. Not giving them money for them to try to destroy the one platform that is allowing open discussion, debate, and discourse. That's why it needs to be destroyed. Pretty soon, all we will have left is Home Depot and the Daily Wire. But that's kind of the truth. The problem. It's a double-edged sword. Okay, the double-edged sword here is to get companies to do what you want. There has to be a financial incentive, or they have to be de-incentivized, right? So yes, boycotts on some level, if they're big and loud enough and they hurt enough, they do work. The problem is, like 95% of the companies out there today are subscribing to a lot of the same ideologies, whether they actually believe it or they just give lip service to it. If you're going to cut out every company that has an ideology that you don't like, it's going to be hard to even go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
Because like, then you're going to be like, I mean, do we have to put like a freaking label on stuff? Like, oh, it's, because people are upset about AI and anything that's generated by AI. Do you have to have like an anti-woke seal or something on a package to be like, oh, I can support this because I know exactly where it comes from and who makes it. And, and I feel good giving them my money, it's like, so I don't know, but Disney has become the biggest target, obviously, because they're out there, they're the loudest, they're a big fish, and they keep doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on
Well,
this
they
stuff.
think they're going to be there and we're going to bully you and you're going to do what you want. And they just keep thinking it's going to happen. And it didn't work there. It didn't work with the Florida governor either.
No.
I mean, I will say this again. People can get pissed all they want. I don't fucking care. I don't think DeSantis, appointing his own board and everything, and this, I don't think that's any better. I think something had to be done. I think Disney was abusing power. But I think there could have been a way that it was more democratic or diplomatic or more fair. Because then if you're doing the exact same thing that you claim everybody else is doing, that makes you the exact same coin, different side. And I think people need to go back to center, not opposite extreme. And it's not going to, it's just going to make it's just going to drag out longer.
Every reaction has an equal and opposite.
Right. I understand that. But I'm like, I think that it needs to, the pendulum, like you said, needs to swing back to towards the middle. And when you take it to the other extreme, it's just as bad.
Yeah. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think what's going to happen is what we are doing just in general in media is by pushing so hard to one side of the aisle, you're going to get equal pushback from the other side of the aisle, which could potentially push the pendulum back the other way. But the thing is, the pendulum is never going to stop swinging. It never really does stop swinging.
No.
Like every generation, it kind of goes one way.
But the widest area it's going to reach is in the center. It might make a cool pattern, but it's going to be in the center. Yeah. And that's just it. Same for everything. Your best chance of having a wide audience is to not go extreme either way. And these people don't understand that.
The vast majority of people in this country don't want extreme politics.
Yeah, even though the ones that, do are the ones that are loudest and the ones that'll probably be the comments telling me I'm full of shit, which I don't really care.
Boycott Clownfish.
Yeah.
That's okay.
He doesn't think extremism is the right way to go either way. How dare she?
How dare you? How dare you? Anyway, we're going to wrap this up. Mm-hmm. Okay, so please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.